Hi, my name is Phelim Killough and welcome to this explainer video for the holiday season pulse tracker, and it's a place where you can get real-time insights for your online sales performance at this holiday season. So where we begin is just a quick overview or a holiday season at a glance. So we're defining the holiday season as starting on October 1st, and we'll report up until the last completed day. So what you see here is year-over-year change, holiday season to date. So we're looking at the same date range from this year and comparing it to last. We've got three main data points that we break out throughout the page. The first is sales, a pretty simple one. We then have average order value, which is like the average transaction amount that a merchant will see. And then we have fraud pressure. So this is a measure of how much fraudulent activity the merchants are seeing, or how much pressure they're under with fraudulent activity. And this is deemed, or the orders are deemed risky or very risky by Signifyd models, and that's those orders are the ones that we track in this number. So getting into the meat of the page, we'll break out the first section, so it's holiday sales. So what we have here is a daily view of holiday sales, and we compare it to last year over year. We compare it to last year. So what we see is the blue line symbolizes what happened last year. We see the big peak for Cyber 5, and as the holiday season proceeds, we'll have this pink line populating underneath, and then we'll see how much different it was from that same day last year. We then have again our holiday season to date figure, just to give an overview of what that chart is telling us. Keeping with sales, we have real-time adjusted season predictions. So we're predicting a monthly level Q4. So we're thinking that October is going to be show the biggest growth, with November showing 5% and December 3%. So that overall is going to give 2023 Q4 a 5% increase over last year. And Cyber 5 just a 4% increase over last year. And so what that's telling us is that sales are moving from the big Cyber 5 days to earlier in the holiday season, earlier in November and into October, is where we'll see most growth this year. We then have we can then tell us where those sales are coming from. So whether they're coming from a mobile browser, a mobile app, or a desktop browser, and we compare the share of orders from these types of devices year over year. So last year we had desktop browser accounting for 44% of the orders, and this year just 42% season to date. Moving on to average order value, we have that same daily graph where we can see the trend of average order value from last year, as we see higher average order values earlier in the season and sort of decreasing as we move through it. So we're expecting similar this year, and we have again the holiday season to date figure. So in keeping with sort of checkout and transactions, we can see we're taking a look at discount codes, which have an effect on the average order value, and we're looking to see how many orders or what share of orders have a discount code applied, and comparing that between the years of this year and last year. So this last year there was 22% of orders that had a discount applied. This year just slightly up to 23%. And then finally, lastly, we have fraud pressure. Again, same graph. We may expect this graph to be a little bit more volatile, just given the nature of fraud pressure and fraudulent activity. But overall, we're seeing similar levels to last year so far, 1% over. So the last chart describes claim types or chargebacks by claim amount. So what we're looking at again is the share over the 2 years, and we've separated our chargebacks into three main causes. So friendly fraud, where it's our first party fraud, where it's committed by the rightful cardholder. Criminal fraud, where a professional fraudster's got stolen credentials or account takeover and committing fraudulent activity. And buyer experience, where the actual merchant is at fault for not fulfilling the order. That concludes the explainer video for the Holiday Pulse page. Do reach out if there's any questions. Thank you very much for listening.